Yangon River, which winds along Yangon City, is an essential river for transport. It is a busy route for foreign and inland water transport vessels, fishing boats, and ferry boats which travel upstream and downstream day and night. The last city on the side of the Yangon River has existed since the time of Myanmar kings. Today, Dala is a large city and home to thousands of residents. Among them are office workers, students, business persons who works, plays, and schools are other side of the Yangon River.
I live in Kamakazin in Dala Township, and I work at a plastic workshop in the district Yangon.
I live in Moset in Dala Township. I work at Shwedagon Counter Tourist Information Department of Ministry of Hotels and Tourism.
Yangon River sees many jetties along its banks. Among them, Pansuran Jetty is much used by the commuters from Moset, Kamakasit, Saimye in Dala Township to cross over the river to Yangon. Moset is situated at the far end of Dala Township, and Moset Jetty is always busy with boatmen and commuters from dawn to sunset. Thanks to the ferry cooperative founded for the convenience of both passengers and ferrymen, the local commuters find it easy and safe to travel Yangon across the river.
Our Moset Ferry Cooperative was founded in 1978. We started out with 38 members and 20 ferry boats. Every day, we give ferry service according to the schedule and fare set by the government. Following to the rules of authorities, we make sure the safety of the passengers. We check life jackets, motors, and skill of our ferrymen. We also arrange the schedule depending on the weather conditions. In this way, we, the boat executive directors, work in turn for the safety of the passengers.
All ferry boats gather at Moset Jetties to receive the passengers. It's also a place for ferrymen to come and wait for the passengers to earn their livings by traveling back and forth across the river.
When it's raining heavily, the boatmen dare not travel across the river. At the time, we have to wait in the rain. It's the wind that matters most. When the wind is steady, it's possible to cross the river even in the rain.
I am a bit scared to travel across the river in the rain, but we can see the Shwedagon Pagoda from Dala, so the scene of the pagoda makes me relieved.
In winter, that fog makes the boats difficult to travel. At the time, the service completely stops for a while. When the weather seems improved, boatmen leave the dock. Sometimes, the fog gradually comes down again in the middle of the river, and we can't see the other side, but our boatmen are skillful. They move bit by bit with their experience and measurement. Finally, they always make it to the other side of the jetty, safe and sound.
The work of ferryman is rather risky. Sometimes there are whirlpools when the tide rises and ebbs. So, it's like they are working on the verge of being sent to jail.
I once experienced the motor failure in the middle of the river. At the time, the other ferry boat came and told us. But we didn't feel unsafe. It's because we trusted our boatmen. After all, they take us across the river every day. We'll be on cloud nine if the bridge is built across that river. This is the hope of all Dala residents. We have expected the bridge to be built for a long time. I'm sure all passengers will be happy.
I've been a boatman since I was 22, so it's over 10 years ago. I learned how to steer the boat from senior skate boatman. While landing, I found some difficulties, like watching all the vessels. I like being boatman because this job gives me a chance to feed my family. I can also help my passengers get to their destinations.
It is 3 o'clock in the morning. It is a time most people are sound asleep. And like the others, Zomin then is ready to go to work, and so is wife. At 3:30, both of them are out heading to the jetty. Zomin then is a 33-year-old ferryman, and his wife, Sanatue, is a fishmonger. She has to get to the Yangon Sambia fish wholesale market, the other side of the river, so early. At dawn breaks, the jetty is bustling with passengers getting on and off the ferry boats. It's a usual setting of the jetty that has remained unchanged for many years.
It was in 2000 when I married Gozomintan. I go to the market at 3:30 a.m. and arrive home at 6, and then I start my day selling at the bazaar.
Now she has bought fish and shrimps from the Chimindai Sambia Fish Wholesale Market in Yangon. She's going to sell them at the local morning bazaar. The bad weather can discourage the ferrymen from ferrying their passengers to their destination. And the passengers themselves take the ferry to get to their workplaces on the other side of the river despite the heavy rain. Sanatue is now laying fish to sell in the quiet Mosa Bazaar. The bazaar is small, but she has the regular customers, so she can make the steady income daily. Somin Dad is having breakfast at a local food stall while waiting for his son to leave the dock.
At about 7:30 a.m., I have my breakfast at the nearby salad shop.
Soon he will start his day at work and take a lunch break. It is a typical routine for other ferrymen to walk on the river against the scorching sun, heavy rain, and foggy weather, following the rules for passenger safety.
We have problems of engine failure and the fan got stuck with the trash. We then have to solve these problems in our ways. We'll also have to watch out the vessel while driving for the safety of the passengers.
When Sanatue is back from the bazaar, she can't think of taking rest. She has things to do at home.
I came back home at about 11 a.m.
The first thing she has to do is to cook meals for her family. then she does other chores like washing and sweeping.
I have two children, daughter and son. The elder daughter is now in grade 6 and my son is just 3.
After doing houseworks, she gets her daughter ready for school.
I've determined to support them to become educated persons as much as I can.
In the afternoon, Somin then takes a break and comes back home for lunch.
I usually have lunch at home at about 11 a.m. and sometimes at the nearby shops.
After lunch, he returns to his ferry boat and waits till the evening rush hour.
Generally, the average daily wages is about 7,000 chucks. Each token fetches me 100 chucks each. We get paid 60 chucks for one token at our counter. 10 chucks is reserved for welfare of our ferryman. The boat belongs to me. It costs 2.2 million chucks for a boat, including the license fee.
Time goes by and dusk falls. Now it is time for the ferrymen to exchange the tokens they receive for ferrying the passengers with the money at the ferry cooperative office. According to the number of tokens, they will be paid daily wages. Zomin then leaves the office with a hard-earned wage in his hand for a day. On the way back home, his steps are faster and lighter with the thought that his beloved wife and daughter will be waiting for his return. Just as he thought. His daughter, together with her mother, is waiting for him doing homework. Their warm welcome takes its weariness away. Nothing is as delicious as meal taken together with family members. Then they enjoy a few hours quality time watching TV. Go to bed early to catch enough sleep to start another day with full energy. If a bridge is built across a river in the future, it will have an impact on these ferrymen's lives, and their livelihoods might change. And they have to face new challenges in the future.
If a bridge is built to improve the transportation, it can have an impact on our livelihoods. I used to work as a welder, so I have a plan of resuming my former job if my current one isn't okay.
Life is too short for us to waste our time. So one should lead a meaningful life using his time wisely for the good of his family and of course for his people and country as much as he can. With the passage of time, there are changes in the lives of people. But one constant thing is that they have to struggle for their lives ever. As long as the Yangon River exists, Somin and other ferrymen will have a sense of security for their living.